The word pioneer doesn't seem to be tossed around so much lately. If you think of modern pioneers, names like Jobs, Gates, and Musk come to mind. But long before any of those tech pioneers were pioneering, there was a woman named Schwartz finding a way to create art like today. We have many names today for people who work beyond the boundaries of a single career or profession. But Lillian Schwartz was a multi-hyphenate decades before the digital age. Yet her approach to everything was artistic at its core. Kristen Gallerneaux has studied Lillian's work for years.
My relationship to Lillian's work actually began when I was a student in art school. One day I just had this epiphany, like, whatever happened to Lillian's archive?
As you can see, it's now here at the Henry Ford. So Lillian Schwartz, clearly this is a name I need to know.
Yes.
Why?
She was an incredible artist. She was working in the 1960s through the 1980s. She's probably best known for her film work. She created a series of films at a place called Bell Labs in the late 1960s. She was a really talented painter. She made some of the earliest digital art. She made these kinetic sculptures. So she was really at the sort of precipice or threshold of a lot of really interesting moments where art is blending with technology.
What makes her work so unique?
I think it's really how she approached computers in her work. She wasn't really just happy to settle with the way that technology was. Somebody once referred to it as her technological ingratitude.
Technological ingratitude. What a great phrase, but it really was that she was saying it's not enough, we can do more with this.
Exactly.
In the 1960s, an addition to Schwartz's artistic portfolio would launch her into a new professional sphere.
This is a sculpture that is probably one of the biggest catalyst moments in Lillian's artistic career, where she displays this at the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. It's a kinetic sculpture.
That display led to a chance meeting between Schwartz and people who would become longtime collaborators.
They invited her to come to Bell Laboratories, and as she says, she just never left. So she was basically like an artist in residence there from the late 1960s all the way into the early 2000s.
In the dark, it comes to life.
What is really innovative about this sculpture is that inside this machine, there's a slide projector that creates a three-dimensional effect, and it seems to be like undulating and living and breathing, and it moves.
Another sculpture that comes to life with the lights off is this one.
This sculpture is really just simply about creating the illusion of many colors within one space by using very few colors.
At the time, would she have introduced herself as an artist, as a technologist, as a scientist?
That's one of the things I really love about Lillian is she resisted labels. She sometimes called herself a pixelist, which I really love because she was literally working with pixels. She was once asked to refer to herself as a morphodynamicist, which was sort of just like a made-up word. She sometimes called herself a computer detective and a technological fruit picker. I like that one because it's kind of like she was picking and choosing the best of what technology had to offer herself and her own creative practice.
I'm torn between calling myself a technological fruit picker or a morphodynamicist.
Yeah, I like pixelist.
Pixelist is kind of great.